had the Packers winning every week. We've had a Packer game in every week just because we're all from Wisconsin, so we want to hear about the Packers. And, the Packers lose this week.
They're in
1-4
to the 49ers. Yeah,
the
that'll be
49ers,
bad. Without Jimmy Garoppolo.
Without Jimmy G, without G Magic, without G Shizzle. My boy. If you would asked me at the beginning of the year who I thought the best quarterback in the NFL was going to be at the end of the season, I'd say Jimmy Garoppolo. But I was wrong. I've been wrong. He's been disappointing. But I do believe that the 49ers do have a chance. But if the Packers lose this one, I'm not picking the Packers again. Ever. Never. I don't think that if they lose the 49ers, they can't bounce back from this unless something drastically changes. They have to do something. And this has always been my thing.
Mason Crosby should make his field goals.
This has been my thing with the Packers. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. They just sit there and we just got this guy Aaron Rodgers. You're wasting his talent. Yeah. And
McCarthy.
And you know why?
Because we run the same offense.
Yeah, exactly. And then here's the thing, is that the Packers and the Bears offered basically the same thing for Khalil Mack. But and the Packers offered it first. The Bears weren't even in the conversation until the week that he got traded to the Bears. But here's the thing, you know why? Because Khalil Mack said, "I don't want to go to the Packers."
No, that's not what happened.
I guarantee that's what happened.
No, they didn't want to. Our new general manager didn't want to give up the draft picks.
And there you go. Didn't do anything. I just believe that Khalil Mack doesn't want to be in Green Bay. Chicago's where it's at.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Chi-town. All right. So I have the Packers winning 23-12. And I think you have a similar outcome.
I have 24-14.
Yeah.
24 is going to be a tough score because that means that Mason Crosby is going to have to make a field goal, and I don't know if he can.
I do have Mason Crosby making some field goals because I have 23 points. That means he's going to make 3. He's going to make 3 field goals. And I do have the 49ers. I want them to bounce back because Robbie Gould was the reason why I lost in fantasy.
Come on, Robbie Gould.
He missed 4 field goals too.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing. All right. Anyway, getting on to our last 2 conversation points for this week. We're gonna have our little power rankings. This is something new I did last week. I decided to bring it back because I just thought it was fun. A little thing to add on, and then also talking about the MVP race as we'll have a mid-season award show and mid-season playoff predictions in week 8 of the NFL season, which is in 2 weeks already. We're almost halfway through. It's been a fast year so far. So let's get right into the power rankings. My power rankings: Chiefs, number 1, sitting at 5-0. Number 2, Los Angeles Rams, 5-0. And a lot of people may say that I'm stupid to say that the Chiefs are better than the Rams. The Chiefs have played better teams than the Rams, and that's why I have them up
You can flip-flop them. I mean,
I can't.
They're the 1-2 teams.
And then 3.
I like the Rams.
3. The New England Patriots. Now, this is an interesting one. They're sitting at 3-2. They have the worst. They're tied for the worst record up here on the leaderboard. There's teams that are 4-1 that I don't have on here. But here's the thing.
They're the Patriots.
And Tom Brady
is Tom Brady.
So then number 5 last week, they jumped up one. The New Orleans Saints with Drew Brees breaking the all-time passing record.
Yes.
I think that was a cool thing to see. I think it was a good end to the week for a Monday night game to have that happen. Mm-hmm. It was a very anticlimactic game.
Yes, because the Redskins were not.
They're garbage.
But they beat the Packers, so.
And the Packers are garbage. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5. If Kyle Fuller could catch that, would be different. All right, anyway. Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 3-2 at number 5. And why I have them still up here. And teams that also are looking in also on this are the Bears. Teams that are the Bengals. Probably my 3 next teams, if I off the top of my head, Bengals, Bears, and
that's a tough one.
I mean, those are the main 2. I mean, if I had to throw another team in there, the Panthers probably. Panthers 4-1. So I mean, they're playing good football. They're playing quietly. They're playing quietly good football. So I mean, that's a good thing. Cam Newton's figuring things out a little bit, and their offense is doing good. Their defense is doing really well too. Mm-hmm. But anyway, those are probably my next 3. And you know why the Jaguars, I have them still in there, is because they're a great team,
and they've shown themselves
to be a great team. But they played the Chiefs, and the Chiefs beat them. The Chiefs beat them. They played
2 tough teams. They beat the Patriots,
which is a big thing. and the Patriots are above them right now, which is kind of controversial. But I do think that lately, the Patriots have been playing better than the Jaguars have been playing, just based off of last week. Blake Bortles had a tough week.
Yeah.
All right, MVP race. Woo, my favorite part because I get to talk about my boy Khalil Mack, the best player in the NFL.
Oh, okay. That is the overstatement. I mean, when's the last time a defensive player won MVP?
Last time defensive player won MVP, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
I don't know either. Probably a long time. Probably never happened. I don't know.
Look it up.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's going to win MVP. Definitely going to win Defensive Player of the Year because that's just how good he is.
I think he's already won.
You see his pace, yeah.
I think he's
5.5 sacks.
I think he's already won NFC Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's already won it. But I do think that he will win the MVP this year, just based off of the Bears were what? What was the
5-11?
5-11.
Yeah.
Now the 3-1 to start. They already have
halfway to more than their
Mitchell Trubisky has had a bounce back here, but you can't. They went from being
average team.
Above average. They were an average team with a highly above average defense. They were top 10 defense in the NFL last year, and then they go to being the number 1 or number 2 defense.
Elite. Yes.
Elite defense. The Bears back with an elite defense without having an elite middle linebacker. 85? And this time, 85. I mean, I'm talking about like Lance Briggs. Lance Briggs.
Are we talking about like the 85 defense? Are they that good?
No, we're talking about like the 2000.
No, I'm talking. But are they as good as the 85 defense? Because that's the last time you guys won a Super Bowl.
Are they as good? No, we had so much more. There was just talent everywhere on that defense. We don't have talent at corner right now. If I'm the Bears, I'm looking at, and as Tariq Cohen keeps playing well, his trade value is raising. So, and Jordan Howard's is decreasing. If they're gonna move one of those guys, they should move Jordan Howard now, or they move Tariq Cohen at the deadline. And I think that they move him for a good corner, and a guy that has probably my mind on it. I don't know. There's good corners all around the league, and I just think that there's someone that needs a running back or a playmaker, and I think Tariq Cohen could fix that.
For sure.
But so I think that the Bears are an interesting team to talk about, and we'll talk about them in weeks further on. But number 2 in the MVP race, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. He's leading the Chiefs.
Leading the Chiefs. He's making plays, left-handed touchdown passes.
Yeah.
He's throwing. I think he's throwing the most left-handed touchdown passes this season. I don't think we have any left-handed quarterbacks. I don't think we have any left-handed quarterbacks in the NFL.
No.
So Mike Vick, rip Mike Vick. I do want to say one thing is that what the Giants need to do is bring in Colin Kaepernick. The Giants need to sign Colin Kaepernick. They are awful. The Giants are bad. Saquon Barkley is amazing. I love Saquon Barkley. Okay. One person that's on the way out of my MVP race last week that we talked about was Aaron Rodgers. And why he's out is because this team is 2-1.
2-1. I mean, he's not an MVP right now. He's not playing like an MVP right now.
I mean, like
he's hurt.
Excuses.
Do you see him run? He's hobbling, okay? He's hurt. At least he's not like Jay Cutler, stubs his toe and walks to the sideline.
I don't know who Jay Cutler is. I've washed that memory out of my brain at this point.
Yeah.
One guy now on the way in. It's tough not to put Drew Brees up there. Just because his team is doing well.
Just because he's a dynamic player.
And he's in a perfect situation where he's got probably one of the best offensive minds. Sean Payton, who's always been an offensive coach, always been able to put the weapons around him. And, he's in a good situation. So we'll keep an eye on Drew Brees this week. And
I personally think that another guy that we should be talking about is Todd Gurley. I don't know how Caleb feels about him, but I think Todd Gurley is a really big part of the Rams' success. Caleb, how do you feel about that?
I don't feel anything about that. I think that Jared Goff would be a more
really
valid MVP candidate right now, just because he's playing good and he's playing better than he has before. But I don't think anybody on that Rams team right now, just because their team is so good overall, I don't think anybody can separate themselves and say, "Oh, that guy's an MVP candidate right there."
Yeah.
Like when you look at the Bears play, you see Leonard Floyd, you see all these dudes like this, you see Kyle Fuller, you see these garbage corners that we have, you see these garbage safeties that we have. Adrian Amos, I don't even know if he's still on the Bears, but yeah, he is. We have good That's literally how it is. We literally have nobodies playing out there, and then but they play well together, and that's the thing. And then you have this one dude. You can pick him out of a crowd. This monster that is Khalil Mack. He's a monster.
He is a monster.
He's a physical specimen. He's probably the second most incredible physical specimen in the NFL next to J.J. Watt.
I would agree with that.
Look at the way these two dudes are built.
They're both defensive players of the year right now. Honestly, they are.
Yeah.
In both conferences.
I mean, you know what's a fun thing to do? If you play Madden, is put J.J. Watt and Khalil Mack on the same team, and because they both play left side of the defense, J.J. Watt's a left end and Khalil Mack's a left outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack gets so many sacks on Madden. It's incredible. I have fun with that at home. But anyway, going back to talking about real life, you know, I just think that the MVP race is a two-man race right now for me. You know, I just don't see anybody that clearly distinguishes themselves. You know, dare I say that the Bengals keep playing well? Does Andy Dalton have to be in that conversation at some point?
Maybe, yes.
Maybe down the road. If they keep winning, you can't ignore that. Like if the Dolphins were to have kept being good. Ryan Tannehill has to be talked about. Like you have to say, well, Ryan Tannehill's doing something. It's like Jake Delhomme when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Yeah. Like, who's Jake Delhomme?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Ryan Tannehill? I know Ryan Tannehill because I like to make fun of him. But anyway, that's going to be it for the week.
That is going to be it.
This is our longest podcast so far.
Pretty long podcast.
By a long shot.
But we had some good conversation.
Good conversations
good
and
insight.
some things that we can take into next week. If you guys have anything you want us to talk about, you can always put it down in the comments on the YouTube video, or if you see me or Tyler at school, you can ask us to talk about something, or if you have your opinion that you'd like to state, you can always come up and tell us that. And as always, have the best day of your life.